Hi everyone, this is Tony, your ranger, and today we have a long and fascinating one. So let's get right into this amazing wildlife sighting. Early morning at a small man-made waterhole, and the drama has already begun. A pride of lions successfully brought down a large buffalo bull here during the night. The hunters have been feeding under the cover of darkness, but now as the sun rises, their meal is under threat. And a lone buffalo bull arrives. Having successfully pushed the lions back, the lone buffalo bull moves straight in. He lowers his massive head and carefully smells the carcass, taking in the scent of death and his fallen comrade. Satisfied for the moment, he steps into the shallow man-made waterhole, but the tension doesn't ease. Off to the side, one of the lions keeps a close eye on the buffalo. A silent standoff unfolds. The lion is wary but unwilling to completely abandon the kill, while the buffalo remains alert and dominant at the water's edge. Then, something changes. From across the field, 4 big Dagga boys come walking in. These are older, battle-hardened buffalo bulls, heavily built, with thick horns and a reputation for fearlessness. As they approach the waterhole, you can see the moment to realize what lies before them. A fallen brother. Buffaloes are highly social and protective, and when they find a member of the herd killed by lions, they often react with aggression, mobbing the predators and denying them access to the carcass. With these 4 heavyweights arriving, the lions' chances of reclaiming their meal during daylight hours have just become much slimmer. As the 4 Dagga boys stand guard around the waterhole, the atmosphere remains heavy with tension. Then, from the opposite side, a lone elephant bull arrives at the water. And he immediately notices the carcass, and the big bull stops and watches quietly for a moment, almost as if paying respects to the fallen buffalo. He then glances across at the group of Dagga boys before calmly turning and walking away without drinking. Normally, buffalo and elephants can be quite intolerant of each other, especially around a waterhole. When resources are limited or when carcasses are present, these 2 heavyweights sometimes clash. However, on this occasion, the elephant bull chooses peace. He assesses the situation and simply moves on, leaving the buffaloes in control of the area. So the lions continue watching from a distance, still hoping for an opportunity to return to their kill. As the morning turns into the heat of the day, the 4 Dagga boys, backed by the original lone bull, take complete command of the waterhole and the carcass. What unfolds next is a slow, intense, and fascinating battle of patience and willpower that dominates the next several hours of the sighting. This extended standoff highlights exactly why lions find adult buffaloes such difficult and dangerous prey. A healthy buffalo bull can weigh between 600 and 900 kilograms. He possesses thick muscle, incredibly strong bones, and horns that can measure over a meter across with sharp tips capable of inflicting fatal wounds. Unlike smaller prey, a buffalo does not go down easily. The buffaloes are not content to simply stand guard. They become highly active and purposeful, with their heads held high, constantly sniffing the air and scanning the surrounding bush. They begin actively searching for the lions. Time after time, they spot members of the pride trying to circle back toward the carcass, and the reaction is immediate and aggressive. The big bulls lower their heads, snort loudly, and charge with surprising speed for animals their size. This pattern repeats throughout the long, hot day. The lions, already tired from the night's hunt and the heavy feeding, are forced into a defensive rhythm. They lie low in the shade, panting, watching every movement of the buffaloes with intense focus. And occasionally, 1 or 2 lions will cautiously rise and begin edging closer again, using every bit of available cover. But the vigilant Dagga boys rarely miss them. Another snort, another charge, and the lions are pushed back once more. It is a true war of attrition. The buffaloes determined to deny the predators their prize, the lions equally determined not to abandon such a valuable source of food. Successful buffalo hunts almost always happen at night or in the early hours of darkness. The pride works with coordinated precision, Some lions will cut the target off from the main herd or isolate it near water. Others launch the attack, typically grabbing the hind legs and rump to destabilize the massive animal and prevent it from running. One or two of the strongest lions will often leap onto the buffalo's back or shoulders, while others target the throat and muzzle, trying to suffocate it by clamping down on the windpipe. Even with multiple lions involved, the struggle can last anywhere from 10 minutes to over half an hour. During this time, the buffalo kicks violently, spins, and swings its horns in wide arcs. Many lions are seriously injured or killed each year by buffalo, and a well-placed horn thrust can puncture lungs, break ribs, or gore a lion's abdomen. This is why experienced prides treat buffalo as high-risk, high-reward prey. The meat can sustain the entire group for days, but the cost of failure is steep. The behavior you are watching today is a classic example of the long-standing arms race between these two species. Buffalo have exceptional memories and strong social bonds. When they discover lions feeding on a fresh kill, especially one of their own, they frequently go on the offensive. So it's not just random aggression, it serves a purpose. By harassing and tiring the lions, the buffaloes reduce the predator's ability to hunt effectively in the coming days, indirectly protecting the rest of the herd. The Dagga boys we see here are particularly effective at this. These older bachelor bulls are often the toughest individuals in the population. Years of surviving lion encounters, injuries, and harsh conditions have made them incredibly strong and experienced. They know exactly how to use their bulk and horns to dominate lions. While younger buffalo might flee, these veterans stand their ground and actively search out the threat. For the lions, this daylight harassment is frustrating but not unusual. Lions are primarily crepuscular and nocturnal hunters. During the heat of the day, they prefer to rest and conserve energy. In this case, they stay close to the carcass, never moving far away, always keeping it in sight. They use the time to recover, groom, and observe. Every movement of the buffaloes is noted. The pride understands that the bulls cannot remain hypervigilant forever. Eventually, thirst, hunger, or the need to rejoin other herd members will pull them away, and the lions simply need to outlast them. So this kind of prolonged standoff is common in prime lion and buffalo territories, especially around permanent water sources during the drier months. As this lioness is moving through the bush, notice she is walking with a noticeable limp. She has an injured front leg. The injury doesn't appear to be a break, but it is clearly causing her discomfort. Injuries like this are common after tackling dangerous prey such as buffalo. Even when the pride succeeds in making a kill, the price is often paid in cuts, bruises, and strains, and this lioness will now have to hunt and move with extra difficulty in the days ahead. As the injured lioness moves away from the open area, an older female, likely a more dominant member of the pride, approaches her. The older lioness gently rubs her head against the injured one in a clear show of affection and bonding. After this brief greeting, both lions lie down together in the shade, well away from the buffaloes. This tender moment highlights the strong social bonds within the pride. Even during a difficult day, the lions look after their own, offering comfort and resting together while they wait for their chance to return to the carcass. As the day wears on, a significant new presence arrives at the waterhole, a whole herd of elephants. The herd first makes its way to the tall concrete dam to drink, but the lions are resting in that area at this moment. Then, a young bull elephant, with his ears spread wide and head held high, shakes his head vigorously in the direction of the hidden lions in clear warning display and show of dominance. And the herd now moving in a tight formation with the young protected. This disciplined group movement is typical when elephants sense danger or the presence of predators nearby. The elephant herd settles in at the mud pit right beside the carcass, while many of them enjoy a refreshing mud bath, coating their bodies for protection against the sun and insects. The young bull remains agitated. With ears flared and eyes alert, he continues scanning the surrounding area, clearly keeping watch for the lions. After some time, the herd begins to move again, and they make their way back up to the tall concrete dam for another drink. And again, you can see the herd in a tight formation, protecting the young and vulnerable. As they do, the young bull spots the lions and suddenly charges a short distance in their direction, and the lions quickly retreat even further into the bush. Satisfied with the result, the bull turns back to rejoin the herd. Not long after, the entire elephant herd moves off, leaving the waterhole area once again. With the elephant herd now moving away, the lions begin to stir. They cautiously move forward from their hiding places, advancing just close enough to have a clear view of the waterhole. A few elephants still linger near the dam, while the Dagga boys remain around the carcass and the water. The lions don't try to approach the kill itself, but they settle into a good vantage point, lying down in the shade where they can quietly observe everything happening below. So this is classic lion behavior: patient, calculating, and watchful. Even though they are still being kept at bay, they refuse to leave the area. By positioning themselves here, they maintain pressure and stay ready for any opportunity. The pride rests, conserves energy, and waits, their eyes fixed on the buffaloes and the remaining elephants. Elephants and lions share a fascinating and largely one-sided relationship in the African bush. In most situations, elephants hold a clear dominance over lions. Adult elephants are simply too big and powerful for lions to tackle successfully. A healthy adult elephant weighs between 4 and 6 tons, compared to a male lion's 180-220 kilograms. Even a coordinated pride stands almost no chance against a determined adult elephant. Lions will very occasionally target elephant calves, but only under specific conditions, usually when a calf becomes separated from the herd at night or during times of drought when elephants are weakened. Even then, it is a high-risk endeavor. Elephant mothers and aunties are extremely protective and will fiercely defend their young. There are documented cases of lions successfully taking down young elephants, but these are relatively rare and often involve multiple lions working together over a long struggle. And too, many attempts end in failure, with lions being chased off or even trampled. At waterholes like the one in this video, the dynamic is very clear. Elephants do not tolerate lions near their calves or when they feel vulnerable. The young bull we saw earlier shaking his head and charging is a perfect example of this, a warning to the lions to keep their distance. Elephants have an excellent sense of smell and can detect lions from a long way off. Their sheer size, combined with powerful trunks and tusks, makes them one of the few animals that lions actively avoid when possible. Interestingly, this relationship is not always aggressive. When elephants are in large numbers and feel secure, they often ignore lions or simply move them aside with their presence, much like we saw with the herd earlier. The lions, in turn, have learned to read elephant body language, and they know when an elephant is relaxed versus when it is agitated and likely to charge. This is why the lions only repositioned once most of the herd had. Over the long term, this relationship plays an important role in the ecosystem. Elephants act as a natural check on lion behavior around water sources, forcing lions to be more cautious and sometimes delaying their access to kills. In areas with high elephant densities, lions may hunt less successfully near water holes during daylight hours. Conversely, lions still exert pressure on elephant populations by targeting the very young or weak individuals. This ancient dynamic between the largest land mammal and one of Africa's apex predators creates some of the most dramatic moments in the wild. The lion's patience in this video, lying down and simply watching, shows their deep understanding of these rules. So here we can see this very brave young elephant is curious and keeps smelling with its trunk lifted high up in the air. But soon enough it realizes the danger and heads back to safety. On the way, he stops at the buffalo carcass and shakes its head. The elephant seems to be upset about how this day has turned out. As the long, hot day finally begins to cool and the light softens into late afternoon, the pride's patience is rewarded. After hours of waiting, watching, and enduring repeated chases, the lions sense the moment has come. The buffaloes have grown tired. Some stand quietly near the waterhole while others lie resting in the cooling mud pit. Their vigilance has started to ease. So, they reach the remains of the buffalo bull and immediately begin to feed. After such a long wait and the energy spent during the night's hunt, the lions eat with focused intensity, tearing at the carcass that has been so heavily guarded. While this scene plays out, I'd like to remind you, if you're enjoying this raw, unfiltered look at African wildlife and these long-form safari stories, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, and it really helps support more trips into the bush and videos like this one. Thank you for being part of the journey. One of the Dagga boys lifts his head and stares directly at the feeding lions. He stands completely still for a long moment, watching them intently. You can almost see the decision playing out in his mind, whether to charge again or accept the inevitable. The other buffaloes begin to stir. Slowly they rise from the mud and move closer to the carcass with heads held high and horns ready. The lions are now trying to drag the buffalo carcass out of the water. They pull hard, working together to move the heavy body toward the edge. And the carcass is very heavy, made even heavier by being partially submerged in the water. The lions strain and tug, slowly trying to pull it onto drier ground. The buffaloes stand nearby, watching the lions closely as they work. And then, as if instinct takes over, they approach the lions yet again. But this time, the lions don't just run, they wait to see what the buffalo is planning to do. Is he going to charge? The buffalo stops, looking back at the other Dagga boys as if to ask, "Are you coming or not?" And then he gives a quick shake of the head to call them in. One last time, try to get the lions away from the carcass. All the boys now coming together, they group up and head towards the lions. As the late afternoon continues, a familiar pattern plays out again and again at the waterhole. The lions move in to feed on the carcass, and the buffaloes respond by moving forward to chase them off. This back and forth repeats multiple times. The lions return to the kill whenever they can, while the buffaloes continue pushing them away. Neither side is willing to back down. The lions refuse to abandon their hard-earned meal, and the buffaloes are not ready to leave their fallen brother unprotected. This tense cycle continues for a long period as the daylight slowly fades. So, this ongoing struggle we are watching is part of one of the most intense and enduring rivalries in the African wilderness, the powerful relationship between lions and African buffalo. Buffalo and lions are locked in a constant contest for survival. Buffalo represent one of the most important prey species for lions in many parts of Africa, but they are also among the most dangerous. A large buffalo bull is a formidable opponent that can seriously injure or even kill lions. Because of this, lions treat buffalo with great respect and caution compared to other prey. What makes buffalo particularly interesting is their strong social structure and collective defense. Unlike many antelope species that scatter when attacked, buffalo often stand together, They form tight groups with the stronger adults protecting the young and weaker members. When a member of the herd is killed, it is not uncommon for other buffalo, especially the big Dagga boys, to remain in the area and actively confront the lions. This behavior is sometimes called mobbing and serves both to protect the carcass and to harass the lions, making them less effective hunters in the short term. Lions, on the other hand, have developed highly sophisticated strategies when dealing with buffalo. They rarely hunt large bulls randomly. Success usually depends on factors like the age and condition of the buffalo, the size of the pride, the terrain, and especially the time of day. Lions prefer to hunt buffalo when the animals are most vulnerable, often at night or during the early morning when visibility is low and the buffalo are less coordinated. So, this rivalry shapes the daily lives of both species in areas where they share the same territory. Lions and buffalo are constantly aware of each other. Buffalo have an excellent sense of smell and good hearing, which helps them detect lions from a distance. Lions rely on stealth, patience, and numbers. Over generations, this has become an evolutionary arms race. Buffalo have become stronger, more aggressive, and better at group defense, while lions have become better coordinated hunters and more selective in their targets. Beyond the hunt itself, the two species influence each other's behavior in many ways. The mere presence of lions can change how buffalo herds move, where they choose to drink, and how long they stay in one area. Similarly, large buffalo herds can push lions away from certain water holes or grazing areas during the day. These interactions create a dynamic balance in the ecosystem. Successful buffalo defense helps keep lion numbers in check, while lion predation removes weaker or older buffalo, which can ultimately strengthen the herd over time. One of the most remarkable aspects is the memory and intelligence shown by both animals. Buffalo appear to remember dangerous locations and past encounters with lions. Lions, in turn, remember individual buffalo herds and their patterns of movement. So, this learned behavior is passed down through generations in both species. Young lions learn from older pride members which hunting techniques work best on buffalo, while young buffalo learn from the adults how to respond when lions are near. In the broader picture, this relationship is a cornerstone of the African savanna. The drama that unfolds around a buffalo kill, like the one we are watching today, affects many other species. The carcass provides food not only for the lions, but eventually for vultures, hyenas, jackals, and countless insects. The tension between lions and buffalo also creates opportunities for other animals to drink or move through the area while the main players are distracted. This ancient contest is never truly won by one side. Some days the lions succeed and feed well, other days the buffaloes successfully defend and drive the lions away. It is this constant push and pull that makes the African bush so alive and unpredictable. Every encounter, whether it lasts minutes or an entire day like today, adds another chapter to this powerful story of survival, strategy, and respect between two of Africa's strongest animals. By now, it is late afternoon, and the buffaloes has just about given up. The lions are feeding without any confrontation, but the buffaloes keep watching the lion pride. So here, the time has come for us to go back to camp as well. Tomorrow morning early, we return. Early morning, the buffalo carcass has been dragged away from the water's edge and now lies some distance from the original spot. With the vultures feasting and cleaning up the remains, one lioness is not yet willing to give the carcass up. She gets up to move, and just before lying down, she spots the vultures start heading towards them, and then suddenly sprints towards them, vultures taking to the air in a rush. Even with almost nothing left to eat, she is not yet willing to let the vultures take complete control. This last display of ownership shows that the lions still claim this kill as theirs. That, my friends, is the full circle of life in the African bush. I hope you have all enjoyed the full sighting and deep dive. Until next time, I am Tony, you Ranger, signing out.